Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've done a video, and that is because I've been playing a lot of Warzone 2, just checking it out, trying all the weapons, and experimenting with what I think are the best classes. And I thought I would share what I think are the best classes currently in Warzone 2. Enjoy, and if you find a class that helps you get some kills, get a win, please leave a like and subscribe. We're on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate your support. Let's get into class number 1. So I'm actually going to start right here with what I think is the most broken weapon in the game right now, and that is the P890 pistols akimbo. These are going to feature on absolutely every single class that I've got at the moment, just because they are absolutely ridiculous. They basically one-shot, and they are extremely strong up close, having one of the best time to kills in the game. These things are definitely going to cop a nerf, or at least I really hope so, because when you do get these out of a loadout and you come across someone running these pistols, it is game over. To get this amazing time to kill with the excellent sprint to fire, you go with the 1 milliwatt laser here. It helps with hip fire as well as that sprint to fire speed and recoil control. Akimbo, of course, I like to go the 12 round mag. The Bruin trigger here is really helpful for the fire rate, tuning it for sprint to fire speed and also for recoil smoothness, which is really nice. And then I go with the FT steel fire here for that sound suppression, keeping up the compass, but also for the damage range and the bullet velocity. It really helps out, and tuning it for a bit of recoil control and bullet velocity. These pistols are absolutely ridiculous, as I said. You could also take off the 12 round mag because they do kill so fast and rock maybe hollow point or overpressure, giving a bit of extra flinch. So these pistols, as I said, they're going to be on absolutely every class that I run through in this video. So getting into the real number one weapon here, and this is the TAC-56, one of my favorite guns in the game for that long to medium range, and it's really effective with fantastic damage and extremely controllable recoil. Going with the Echoless 80 muzzle here, this really helps out with that sound suppression, damage range, and bullet velocity, tuning for a bit of recoil as well as bullet velocity. The Tundra Pro is the only real pick here because this is the longest barrel. It helps with bullet velocity, damage range as well. Maxing out that bullet velocity, damage range with the high velocity rounds, tuning that for damage and bullet velocity. 60 round mag, I really like this. You can go the 40, but I prefer the 60. It just helps secure those extra knocks. And then I'm going with the VLK 4X. I think this is one of the better sights. However, you could always go with the Schlager 3.5X. I know a lot of people prefer that. And there's also many other options. So find a sight that you prefer, tuning that out for extra ADS and also at far. It is nice to tune for flinch resistance as well, so definitely tinker around with what works for you. But the TAC-56 is absolutely incredible. Speaking of incredible long-range weapons, we have the RPK. I think this is probably a lot of people's go-to right now because it's just so powerful. This thing absolutely beams at range. That 60-70 meter range, it's no problem. You can get knocks really quickly. Going for the Polarfire S right here to help with recoil control as well as bullet velocity. You get that damage range and smooth recoil over range, which is really nice. The F-Tac Ripper for me, it helps with that idle sway, so you can really make sure that you're on target before you hit those first few shots, and it stabilizes recoil. You can max that out for recoil stabilization and stability as well. High velocity rounds, similar to the TAC, getting that max bullet velocity, that max damage range. It's really nice. And then I like the Demo Grip here for that extra recoil control, and you can tune it out here with steadiness and stability. And in this case, I have gone with the Schlager 3X, but again, it's your preference, so definitely tinker around with that. And because the RPK is so slow already with ADS, I've just gone with that extra flinch to make sure that my shots are on target. Rounding out the ARs is one I've been tinkering around with lately, and that is the M4. And the M4 is extremely slept on in my opinion. I think this is an absolute monster at that medium to long range as well, and it's a very similar setup. I'm going with the Gauge 9 Mono here. Now, it does minus damage range, it says that here, and some aim down sight speed, but this thing feels so good with this suppressor. You need to try it out. Helps with recoil control and smoothness. You're getting your shots on target, so you can build that out with extra bullet velocity and smoothness. It's an absolute beam. High tower barrel is by far the best barrel here for that bullet velocity damage range, as well as all those benefits to recoil, and it helps with a bit of hip fire. You can boost that out with damage range and recoil steadiness. F-Tap Ripper, as said before, helps with recoil stabilization and stability. Get those first few shots on target. And then another sight that I've been tinkering around with, I've seen a lot of the pro players using the Aim Op V4, and this thing is just clean. It's a nice clean reticle. It's a really nice picture. That red dot, if you don't like the blue dot, or the crisscross of the Schläger and the VLK. Leaving this here and tuning it out for far. And then I'm going with the 45 round mag. However, you could definitely go with 60. It's just preference. This is really snappy, so you could definitely go with 60 and not really worry about the ADS speed at all. So now that we've gone through 3 long-range options, here are my 3 best short-range options. The first one is the Kastov 74U. This thing, even though it's an AR, it feels like an SMG and it absolutely melts up close. And you also get that benefit of being able to rock just AR ammo, not having to worry about picking up SMG ammo. Going here for a snappy ADS as well as good recoil, so I'm using the F-Tac Castle Compensator. Now, I've experimented with a lot of the suppressors, but I just find because you're using this as a close range build, you don't really want to worry too much about that damage range or that bullet velocity, so you just get the benefit of recoil control, getting you nice and snappy, getting the ADS benefits here and gun kick control. Going with the short barrel in my opinion is fantastic because it helps with bullet velocity as well as that hip fire and normal recoil control. Tuning that out for a bit more steadiness and a bit more snappy ADS. Phase 3 grip right here is basically the F-Tac Ripper, helping out with that stability and recoil stabilization, tuning it for extra aim, walking, movement speed, and ADS so you can be nice and snappy as you strafe around. The OL-V laser here is fantastic for sprinter fire as well as that ADS, rounding it out with the 45 mag. This thing is a monster. It's one of the best all-around close range guns in the game. Sticking in the Kastov family, and we have the Vaznev 9K. This thing is a monster. It's got crazy time to kill up close, and it feels like it has basically no recoil. Really snappy ADS, and we build it out that way as well with the OL-V laser. Get that sprinter fire as well as that ADS speed. It's really nice. F-Tac Ripper again here for that extra recoil control as well as that hip fire stabilization. Tuning it out for a bit of ADS and aim walking movement speed really helps this be so good in the strafe situations. The True Tac Grip here, it's really helpful for that extra sprinter fire and ADS. Tuning it from extra sprinter fire and extra ADS, so you're making this extremely snappy. Then the Marquee R7 stock. I really like this stock because it helps with that ADS further, as well as that sprint speed even further. Tuning out for more aim walking speed to help that strafe, and even more aim down sight speed. As you can see, this weapon has extremely good ADS. So if you see someone first and you get those first few shots on, you are melting opponents, and it's absolutely disgusting up close. And our lucky last weapon is the Lockman Sub, the trusty MP5. This thing feels really nice in Warzone 2. It's got a little bit of extra range compared to the MP5s in previous Call of Duty games. I really like it for that kind of sniper support build, you know, where you can use it up close and medium range. So that's why we've gone for the RR40 suppressor here for that sound suppression as well as that damage range bullet velocity. Tuning it there to get that recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. The F-Tac sub barrel here really helps with that damage range, recoil control, as well as the tunes to help with steadiness and ADS speed. Making it a bit extra and snappy here with the ADS with the VLK laser. Really helps with that sprinter fire speed as well. 40 round mag, you could try the 50, but I feel like it just makes everything a little bit too slow in my opinion. And then I go with the stockless mod here to really help with that movement speed, sprinter fire as well as hip fire, getting those first few shots on. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 6 best weapons I think there are in the game right now. Of course, there are so many weapons, so many options, so people are still experimenting and finding the best loadouts. But I've been really enjoying these ones. I hope they can help you get better at the game, help you get that win, or even some more kills in Warzone 2. Thanks for watching, and remember to leave a like and subscribe.